Namaste students. Today we are going to discuss about the chemical properties of metals and non-metals. Before chemical properties, we discussed about the physical properties with the help of our sense organs, like by seeing, by hearing, by touching. We can identify the metals and non-metals. There are some properties. Now we are going to discuss about the chemical properties of the metals and non-metals. First one is reaction with oxygen. How the metals react with the oxygen? Here in this case I am taking the metals initially today. So here, when metals are reacting with the oxygen, they will produce the metal oxides. They basic in nature. Basic in nature means if any metal you take, they will react with the oxygen and will produce the metal oxides. So here, with the help of one activity, we are going to show that is how the metals react with the oxygen. After reaction, how they called as a basic in nature. With the help of the litmus test, we are going to prove it. See, for that, I am taking the magnesium ribbon. This magnesium ribbon I am rubbing with the sandpaper to remove the layer which is already there on the magnesium ribbon. I am holding this magnesium ribbon with the help of the two tongs, and I am keeping this magnesium ribbon onto the fire or Bunsen burner, so that what will happen, this magnesium ribbon will catch the fire. When it is catching the fire, with the help of the oxygen which is present inside the presence around the magnesium, with the help of the oxygen it starts burning. While it is burning, it will produce dazzling white flame. Dazzling white flame. When after burning, ash will be produced. That ash is nothing but magnesium oxide. That ash I am collecting in a test tube. So here I got the ash of the magnesium which is burnt in presence of the oxygen. So let's see the equation, chemical equation. Magnesium is burnt in presence of oxygen. Magnesium oxide is produced. So here, when it is burning, what is the reaction is occurring? It produces the dazzling white flame. That is nothing but after burning, it will produce the ash. I am collecting this ash into test tube. This magnesium oxide we can call it is a basic oxide. Basic oxide. The reactants which are there in the reaction are magnesium and oxygen. What is the product we got? Magnesium oxide. So here, the reactants of the magnesium and oxygen are combining together with the help of the heat. It is forming a product that is nothing but magnesium oxide. When we collected this ash into the test tube, we are adding the water here. Here this is magnesium oxide. I am adding H2O. The magnesium oxide will be mixed with the water partially and it will form magnesium hydroxide. Magnesium oxide plus H2O gives magnesium hydroxide. Here these are the reactants and it is a product. When they are reacting each other, it is producing the magnesium hydroxide. This is base in nature, which is base in nature. How can we prove this is a base in nature? Means after mixing of the water with the magnesium oxide, we need to test with the help of the litmus paper. I am taking the red litmus paper into this test tube. This red litmus paper is converting into blue. The substance which is converting the red litmus paper into blue litmus, we can call them or we can state them as base. So here magnesium hydroxide is base. So at last what we found here, when the magnesium is a metal, is reacting with the oxygen, producing the magnesium oxide, which is basic in nature. Next, or we can call basic oxide. When it is added in the water, it is producing a magnesium hydroxide. This magnesium hydroxide will convert the red litmus paper into blue litmus paper. Then we can call it as a base. Like this, many metals will react with the oxygen and produce the metal oxides. Metal oxides. Now look at here. So we proved that is how metal react with the oxygen, how it is going to produce the metal oxides. How they are basic in nature also we proved with the help of the litmus paper. Now here I am taking two more metals, how they will react with the oxygen, what they are going to produce. As you know that is sodium is very highly reactive with the oxygen. Means when you are keeping inside or in presence of the open air, the sodium will be reacting with the oxygen and catches the fire. That's why the sodium metal will be kept under the kerosene every time. So this sodium metal will be reacting with the oxygen whenever it is kept at the room temperature or open air. After reacting with the oxygen, it will also produce the sodium oxide. Let's see here. Sodium plus oxygen. Sodium oxide. You can call it metal oxide. Two sodiums, two oxygens. So, next, if you go for the zinc, we need to give more heat to react with the oxygen. Here, zinc plus oxygen will produce the zinc oxide, which is also basic oxide only. As you know that is, metals are reacting with the oxygen and producing the metal oxides. When ornaments are made up of gold, for many years also the gold will not lose its luster. Why it is behave like, why it is not reacting with the oxygen means the gold will have less reactivity with the oxygen. Means it will never react with the oxygen. After many years also the gold will look very shiny. We discussed how metals react with the oxygen, how they are going to produce the metal oxides, how they call base in nature. Now we are going to discuss when non-metals are reacting with the oxygen, what they are going to produce, what they call the nature. Now here, this non-metals will react with the oxygen, will produce the acidic oxide. And some of the non-metals will produce neutral oxides. So here, with the help of one activity, we are going to show how the non-metals are produced the acidic oxides, how they are going to call as acids in nature. To explain non-metals how react with oxygen, I am taking a sulfur powder in a deflagrating spoon which is having a long stick. In this, I am taking the sulfur. This deflagrating spoon used to heat the substances. I am keeping this onto flames with the help of the Bunsen burner. I am heating this sulfur powder. When it starts burning, it will use blue flames, and the smell is pungent smell. When the smell is coming or when the blue flames are coming, we need to introduce this deflagrating spoon into a jar which is having the closed lid. The air which is present inside of the jar will react with this sulfur and produce the sulfur dioxide. So this is nothing but acidic oxide. Acidic oxide. After some time, we need to remove this deflagrating spoon from the jar. We need to close the lid immediately in order to stop the escaping of the gas from the jar. Add some amount of the water to this gas and shake properly so that the sulfur dioxide will be mixed with the oxide. Water will produce as the sulfurous. So here, whenever this sulfur dioxide is mixing with the water, we need to take the mixture into a petri dish. In this petri dish, I am taking this water, sulfurous acid, with the help of the litmus paper, blue litmus paper, will turn into the red litmus, a red color, you can call it. So what it is indicating, when any substance is changing the blue litmus paper into red color, then we can say that is acid. So means what we can say here, when non-metals are reacting with the oxygen, will produce the acidic oxides. These acidic oxides, when they are reacted with the water, will produce the acid. So like that, here we prove that is when non-metals, when reacting with the oxygen, produce the acidic oxide. So we proved that is how the non-metals react with the oxygen, how they are going to produce the acidic oxides. Later it is acids. When turning the blue litmus into red, we proved that is an acidic nature. Here some of the example I am taking. When carbon is reacted with the oxygen, will produce the carbon dioxide, which is nothing but acidic oxide. Carbon dioxide is nothing but acidic oxide. When this acidic oxide is reacted with the water, means carbon dioxide is dissolved inside of the water, it will produce the carbonic acid, H2CO. Carbonic acid. This carbonic acid will turn red litmus into blue paper or blue color. By that we can say that is the carbonic acid is an acid, and the carbon dioxide we can say this is an acidic oxide. Some of the nonmetals react with the oxygen will produce the neutral oxides. Neutral oxides. Here, when N2 is reacting with the oxygen, will produce the nitrous oxide. Nitrous oxide, which is a neutral oxide. Like this, nonmetals react with the oxygen will produce the acidic oxides, and later it will be react with the water produce the acid. Some of the nonmetals react with the oxygen will produce the neutral oxides also. So, reaction with the water. So, we discussed about reaction with oxygen, how the metals react with the oxygen, what they are going to produce, and even non-metals how they react with the oxygen, what they are going to produce. Now reaction with the water. When metals reacting with the water, it displaces the hydrogen from the water and forms a metal hydroxides. Sometimes some metals will form metal oxides also. Here the reaction with the water will be different for the different metals. For some metals, they will react with the normal temperature of water. Some are react with the cold water, some are react with the hot water. Even some of the metals are react with the steam of the water also. Like this, different temperature water will react with the different metals. Here, with the help of an activity, we are going to see how the metal will react with the water, what it is going to produce. As you know that is, metals react with the oxygen will produce the metal oxides. Here, metals react with the water will produce the metal hydroxides, and as well as some of the metals will produce the metal oxides. Let's see here, when I am taking the sodium from the kerosene, I am pressing the sodium with the help of the filter papers to take out the complete kerosene from the sodium metal. As you know that is, sodium is very smooth, it is kept under the kerosene, that's why we are pressing with the help of the filter paper. I am taking the kerosene and as well as I am taking the beaker here. In this beaker, 3/4 of the water I am taking. 3/4 of the beaker I am taking some water here. Here I am placing the sodium. This sodium will initially melts and forms a silvery white ball. After some time, with the help of the reaction with the water and surrounding oxygen, this sodium metal will react with the water and displaces the hydrogen from the water. In that reaction, the sodium will be melts and start catching the fire. It will catch the fire and gives the golden color flame. After some time, the solution becomes hot because it is releasing the heat. Due to that, the solution becomes hot. Here, if you look at here the reaction which is occurring, sodium plus H2O gives rise. This sodium displaces this hydrogen, will produce the sodium hydroxide and as well as gas and also heat. Here what is happening, after melting it is catching the fire and giving burning, and the reaction is, the solution becomes hot. After some time, if you test this solution with the help of the red litmus paper, it will turn into the blue color. Means any solution, if it is converting the red litmus into blue, then we can say that is a basic in nature. Here, sodium is reacting with the water, producing the sodium hydroxide and H2 gas and as well as the heat. With the help of the mastic, if you place a mastic here near to the flames, this mastic will be burned with the help of the pop sound. So with this activity we prove that is sodium is reacting with the water and displacing the hydrogen and forming the sodium hydroxide. That is nothing but metal hydroxide and as well as hydrogen gas. At the same time, it will produce the heat also. Now look at here. If you observe some of the materials, some of the metals I am taking, potassium I am taking. This potassium will react with the cold water, not normal temperature water. If this potassium is reacting with the cold water, it will produce the potassium hydroxide and as well as hydrogen gas plus heat. Now if you go for the magnesium reacts with the hot water or even you take the steam also. After reacting, it will produce the magnesium oxide plus H2 gas. And if you go for the zinc react with the high temperature water or even you take the steam also. With the help of the water, it will produce a zinc oxide and as well as the H2 gas. Like this, if you observe, sodium is producing the sodium hydroxide, potassium is producing the potassium hydroxide, magnesium oxide, zinc oxide. But every case the production of the hydrogen gas is common, and hydroxides and oxides are producing by the metals when they are reacting with the water. So here there are many metals are there. Some of the metals are more reactive with water, some are less reactive. Here sodium, potassium, magnesium, zinc are reactive metals with the water. The metals like copper, silver, gold, platinum are less reactive with the water. That's why they are using as ornaments and decorative items. Platinum is using in the electrodes to manufacturing for the electrodes. So why? Because they are less reactive with the water. They are using in the different purposes. We discussed about how the metals react with the water. Now, non-metals reaction with water. These non-metals will not react with the water as metals reacting with the water. Like that, they are not going to react with the water.